Hello, folks. Welcome to twitch.tv/free enterprise for tonight's community race. My name is Veritas Knight. I'm joined here by FBL restreaming, by Beauty and Discovery doing the tracking, and of course, my good friend Rex is going to be the other voice that you'll hear tonight. And we really have a treat for you in the form of this micro tournament / seed gauntlet. You're going to be seeing 5 distinct seeds tonight. Our runners are going to be trying to get through all of them as quickly as possible, and it is going to be real interesting. Rex, why don't you walk us through some of the details?
Appreciate it, and good evening to you and to all of our fans out there. This is what we call a mini marathon, where our runners will be taking 5 different seeds with 5 different flag sets, and the objective is to complete all 5 in a row in the shortest amount of time. So you'll be seeing on your screen our runners go through the first flag set here, which we're calling X marks the spot. Their objective will be to either raise the whale or open the pass doors. You see the first 2 listed there on your objectives screen. They're going to start with Edge by himself, no partner. T Wild, you can find the pass in the chests. 8 characters on with K Mayab and main, and then go to town. So they need to either raise the whale with the darkness crystal or find the pass in a chest. After they're done with that, they're immediately, as soon as they see the crack bang from Z dying, they're going to open up the Moonwalk. The Moonwalk is a Force Moon, Force Magma flag set, where our runner will be going to either raise the whale, which they're going to have to raise the whale because it's Force Moon, and they'll get a Cocoa weapon when they do that. But then as soon as they find the Magma Key, they get to drop it in the well in Agart, and they're done. That's it. Quick one. Then they move on to the Scavenger Hunt, which is a K-Main and Start Luca key, but it's a push beaded jump seed. And you'll see something you don't see very often on Free Enterprise, the B Vanilla flag. So normally we pride ourselves in, randomizing where our bosses are located, but we're going to keep them in their vanilla locations in that one. So the object there is to open the pass door. You see that on the 4th line on your screen. Unlock the pass door, and they win outright, and they load up the Paladin percentage flag set. That is a K Vanilla, C Vanilla. Start with Cecil. What is this even thing? Are we even randomizing this? Not much. All they have to do is make Cecil to a Paladin using the Ordeal's Mirror Room as you normally would, and you're done there. Finally, the Shop and Go flag set. We're going to start you off with a pass. You unlock the pass door in Troya. You get the crystal, and you technically complete 5 different objective groups in the game, so you'll probably see a lot come across your screen, and that will give them 33% objective bonus multiplied on top of each other. If the math checks out, because we don't like doing math on stream, it's a little bit over 4 times the experience after you do that. The objective then will be to go ahead and level up as fast as they can, go fight Z, and end the tournament. So that's a lot. That is a lot, but it should be quite exciting.
Yeah, folks, there's a lot going on in this one. We are going to do our very best to keep you apprised of the differences between the flags. So don't worry too much. Don't stress out. What you need to know is they're running for those 5 objectives, and then you're going to see a new seed drop in. They're going to race through it as quickly as possible, and we do have, it's going to be quite a show. Bringing you the show tonight is going to be, you're going to see Jay Brunn and Curios live on your screen, but there are 3 other races in the tournament. We've got Stony, we've got Matic, and we've got Garen also running off stream. So we will try to keep you up to date from time to time on where people are. I think we can lean on our incredible tracker and restreamer to maybe pop an update in the chat from time to time. But it is going to be, this is interesting. This is something that I think it's ambitious, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll dip back into that X marks the spot. That's our first flag set up there. And if you are wondering what the progression looks like, again, it's top to bottom on your screen. You can hit, exclamation point details, and it'll tell you. And we'll be starting, like I said, with X marks the spot, which is going to be quite the run. Is there anything a little bit deeper into that one you want to bring up, Rex, while we are waiting here?
Well, I think at that point in time, it's because it is a crystal flag set. You will see our runners have to do some sort of leveling. So the three in the middle are win game, and you're basically trying to complete the objective as quickly as possible. And those are going to be rather quick. We'll see the X mark the spot sort of kind of ease us into these flag sets. And to piggyback what you said there, Veritas, these aren't going to be 5-minute flag sets, so we will be able to walk you through some of the flags as they become relevant. So the T-Wild flag is probably the biggest one here. They're going to try to level up as quickly as possible, finding some big items in some chests. They're going to be open a bunch of them. That's where the pass is located, so lots of looting this first time around. No, go ahead.
Now, Rex, why do we call it X marks the spot?
Well, I guess that's the biggest thing I've yet to even mention. Our runners got the spoiler log for this seed here. So 10 minutes before we go live is usually when our wonderful restreamers roll the seeds for our races each Friday night. Well, in this case, we rolled the seed and put the spoiler log available for our runners. So the reason why you don't see a lot of movement around on your screen, we saw Curious Reset, is because our runners are feverishly looking through the spoiler log and making notes and deciding what the fastest and most efficient route is going to be to go through this seed.
So we've given them a treasure map.
Pretty much. And I guess that's why that's X, right?
Yeah, that was really kind of FPL. And I think it's going to, I mean, again, we're going to be seeing two really skilled runners here on screen. They are going to have that time period to plan out and execute maximum location, maximum, getting everything that they need. Adamant armor, you want it. Oh, you're going to have you got an edge? Well, I know where there's some Masa Mune swords. I know where there's some Murasame swords. I can find the characters I want on this one. It is, and then make sure I got the right gear for them so that I can beat Zeromus, because first and last seeds, you gotta beat the big guy.
And I don't want to underestimate the skill involved, because if you've seen one of these spoiler logs, it's just a text file. It's a text file with a lot of lines that just say, oh, in the Adamant K spot, there's this boss. Oh, you want to find where the Luca key is located? It's in this spot. It's not, it's a lot of information, and there is some organization to it, but it's not going to tell you how to route it. It's not going to tell you how to route it. It's not going to tell you the easiest way to get through it and how to progress through it to get to the item you need. Our runners have to have the knowledge and the skill set to be able to look at a log like that and visualize and make notes and see, okay, this is how I need to do this. Oh, in 10 minutes. It's not like they had a lot to do it.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see what each of these runners wants to prioritize with that option. I would think myself, I'm probably only going to go through a certain specific amount of things to look for, and then try to plug it all together the way that you might want. Obviously, you've got a choice. Are you going to find your pass, which is in chests, by the way? So 3 passes distributed throughout chests, or are you just going to go look at Darkness Crystal? And if one of those looks a lot easier than the other, maybe that influences the route you're going to choose. It's really interesting. So much of what we do in Free Enterprise when you're playing any randomizer is you're playing the odds. They don't have to do that this time. And obviously there might still be a little, but it is a lot of what we're doing here challenges the core of what a normal, quote unquote, Free Enterprise race would be. And I think that's the appeal for me. We're going to do things like you said. We have spoiler logs, vanilla bosses. We're going to just go up a mountain. It's going to be really interesting. But we are off, folks. It is a starting edge guaranteed with no partner. That is the way we've set this up. We're going to get a crystal ring. We knew that it was going to be a zonk to start. No key items. They've got to look
pretty
for that
nice
spoiler log and fun. I'm taking that. If I am a runner, I'm very happy with that particular zonk. So I think we're going to see what they found in that spoiler log pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's again, it lists all 399 chests on that spoiler log too. So they know where the pass is located. That's a lot of information to consume in 10 minutes.
Mhm.
So we'll see exactly which way, see if there's any divergence. And of course, there immediately is. There would be, right?
Yeah, again, each runner has their own style, they have their own preferences. Some may have looked up specific locations. Jabrun's not checking the chest, is going straight for the Rydia. Kyrios, however, is heading, I have to assume, down to the free treasury. Oh, no.
It's a lie.
It's a lie,
You don't
Kyrios.
have that, Curios.
Okay. That's interesting. Could be just there's a lot to remember in terms of the
Yeah,
flag sets.
there's a lot to remember. There's a crystal sword and Avenger, though. That's easy to remember. He knew that was
Kyrios
there. And I
Kyrios
think that's probably where
snags
he
that.
messed up there. He saw the items on the spoiler log and went to the wrong treasury, I think.
That seems likely because Jabrun does seem to be checking as well. Picks up a ribbon, is heading to the free treasury, and is going to grab that Massa sword. And looks like he's also going for the Avenger crystal. Wants the next set as well. He's going to take the whole thing since he's here. Kyrios is off to Castle Eblin, right into the middle tower. So again, we have to wonder, has he scoped out where the monster boxes are? Does he know?
Monster boxes are vanilla on the first 3 of these flag sets, so he knows where the monster
Perfect.
boxes are.
Well, that was kind of FPO.
Yeah. There's the defense sword from Eddie. Thank you so much. We just found one of those, but appreciate it.
Yeah,
Those are
and you have
dark.
to think that might be something that Jabrun didn't check in the spoiler log because he just picked up a defense sword. Whereas Kyrios clearly took a peek at what was in Castle Evelyn because he went straight for a power shirt. He beeline to a power shirt, which is, if you have Edge as your primary first character, I think that's probably about the best thing you can get your hands on.
Yeah, you got a Massa sword, a power shirt, and a crystal ring now. I think you're okay.
Yeah, you're in good shape. Jabrun is heading to a different tower, so maybe interested in a different set of chests here. Picking up some lip bolts and the third defense sword and another power shirt. So maybe he put in Control F power shirt, and what he found was a different one.
And there's a third defense sword to dart as well.
Yeah, and that could be it too. Maybe it's just all about getting those lovely darts because you do want to, toss swords. I've always wanted to toss swords as Aromas. I have to assume Jabrun wants to as well. Kyrios picks up the Dark Knight Cecil from the Damsayan character check. Meanwhile, Jabrun is grabbing a Rosa and a Porum. So White Mage City.
Back row glitch is on for this flag set. To answer your question there, back row is on all but the Scavenger Hunt. Scavenger Hunt does not have any glitches on it, but the other 4 do as well. So we have the Baron Guards at the Antlion spot.
Now, Jabrun has not yet picked up his Cecil, but is popping down into the Antlion Cave as well. Yeah, that full moon, completely equipped up, basically end game. And Kyrios is going for the hook. Jabrun obviously going for the exact same thing.
We have a hook. We have a hovercraft. Right now, we've got the K Mayab flag on, so we just unlocked access to 2 more of those.
That's right, and maybe both of these runners peeked what those would be in the spoiler log. Kyrios grabbing a cursed ring on the way out. Always handy to have. Make sure your anchoring situation is very good when you are facing Zeromus. Won't be too much long before Jabrun's running out with his hook. But we'll see what Kyrios is planning to do next. It looks like he may be heading to... looks like he's going to go get some White Mages as well in White Mage City.
In the meantime, Meridia takes a nap there on Jabrun's side. Trying to get through these guards. They apparently don't want anybody to get a hook, so they're going to guard it pretty well for him. Yeah, Beauty in chat saying, I bet there's one of those Mayabs has value, which is why they even bothered to get the hook. That was kind of my sentiment there. Again, if you're just joining us, this first flag set of 5 here, the runners did have access to the spoiler log for the 10 minutes before the race began. So these runners ideally know exactly which route they're planning on taking and why. The fact that both these runners went down to Antlion Cave to even get the hook tells us that, hey, either that's our way underground in this flag set, or there's something in those Myabs because the K Myab flag is on.
Exactly, Rex. And we certainly... Oh, it's a
There's an old man.
foo. Nothing wrong with picking up a mop on the mountain. It's alliterative, so it must be good. Curios is... Yeah, these runners have mostly done similar routes. Jay Brennan's done a little bit more looting if you're just joining us, picking up a few more defense swords to dart with his edge. Curios has, in traditional Curios faction, pretty much started running and hasn't stopped. We've got an evil wall here. This shouldn't be any challenge with an edge with power shirt, massa, ninja sword. So not thinking there's going to be any particular challenges on the boss front, not with that starting character so well geared out.
Be interesting to see which spells Fu starts off with here. We haven't had a look yet.
Yeah, and continuing to run pretty much in sync. Jay Brun starting his climb up the mountain. Has the same characters in tow other than the Fu, which he's about to pick up. Meanwhile, not bad. Cure 3, I think, unlocked. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see the back attack spot. This is interesting because they know. We don't know. Rex and I haven't seen the spoiler log.
No, we have not. That makes it more fun because we're sitting here with you guys figuring out as we go along. And I'm wondering,
right.
The Fusoya's, that just reminded me, they've seen Fusoya's spell list in that spoiler log too. They know which order he's getting the spells. So they probably know which spells he has picking them up.
Yeah, so if they are thinking, I got to get Fu to a certain spell, they know how many bosses they want to take in order to get there. Like if, for example, they want to get Nuke on Fu. I'm curious.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm curious if they've already thought through their Zeroma strategy. Like, are we going to see a Fu and friends? Because you could, if you play your cards right, and the Darkness Crystal or Pass are pretty easy to find, that could be a very legitimate strategy.
It could, but I think something we have to remember is while Jay Brun and Curios are top tier runners in our community, they're still human. That was still only 10 minutes. We may be giving them a lot more credit than what they could have consumed in that 10 minutes.
Who knows? I'm just saying, who knows?
Yeah. I would like to think that because they've probably practiced this flag set, they've probably gone through the spoiler log numerous times outside of even this flag set to figure out what to do and how to go. But yeah, what do we got in this mirror room? Another dart?
The ultimate dart. We'll see what the boss is here in a second. After Cecil becomes a paladin, that will have won you our 4th race, as you can see, folks. But again, that is our 4th race, not our first one. First one's a little bit more in depth. We've got a Baigan. Again, no challenge is expected here.
With the Crystal Sword and an Avenger on Cecil, that power shirt we've seen, the Crystal Ring we've seen, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, the answer to your question, as FBL put in chat, is just make Cecil go burr. That's our Z strat.
Can't hurt to make Cecil go strong. Jay Brun getting in the mirror room just as Curios is getting ready to exit. So these runners are not too far apart. Maybe a minute and 20 separating them. And then Jay Brun definitely set up to go underground. I think Curios will be taking the hovercraft over to Cave Eblin very shortly. And we will see if those monster boxes in Eblin Cave have the goods. They have the good stuff. Our runners, of course, are looking for a Darkness Crystal, which could be in one of those locations, or are looking for a pass. And the pass is there are 3 passes, and they are in chests this time. Either raising the whale or opening the pass door will get them the crystal, which will let them fight Zeromus for the first of 2 times tonight.
I'm gathering that the Flame Dog chest does not have anything because our players were up in Troya area there looting the treasury, and they did not bother to do the wonderful Rex Banner run to check that Flame Dog or the Zot 1. So,
Right, you are, Rex. And again, we have to assume they've at least peaked. All right, so we're seeing our first instance of K character here. Ogopogo in the first spot, but K character is on. So Rex, you want to give us a quick rundown of that?
Yeah, K character is a new flag that was introduced in our 5.0 fork of Free Enterprise that says anywhere you can find a character that is earned in Free Enterprise, basically anything that's gated by a boss or a key item, could house a key item or a character, and vice versa. So while we did get the hook at Inline Cave, that could have very well been a Telus in there, for example. So that's our K character flag, and that does extend to our Monster Hunter boxes. So just because it's a Monster Hunter box, you used to get a nice shiny item, you might get like an Edward popping out of the box, which is kind of weird.
That's right. Now we know this will not be a key item because it's a red chest, and in fact, it is. You know what? Maybe you want to tell her. I don't know. And Kyrios does. Kyrios says, I want to raise the average age of my party significantly.
Hey, Tella with the curse ring is a pretty darn good anchor. You want to explain anchoring real quick?
Yeah, obviously, folks, we got to fight Zeromus, which means we really have to worry about our speed situation. Functionally, you got to have a anchor, someone whose agility is low enough, because monster agility is set as a function of the central character ability in Free Enterprise. The math is difficult and complex, but what you need to know is the slower the character, the more attacks you're going to get against the boss. You can check out Tall Grant, one of our community sages. He's got an excellent video on it. It explained it enough even for my tiny brain. So it will work for you too, but know that you're going to want to have a really good anchor for that Zeromus fight. And Kyrios is also could be taking some bosses to get magic on the Fu, like we talked about earlier. But meanwhile, Jaybrun has found a red chest and placed the character in Cave Eblin. So we'll see in a moment what that is. It's the life staff. I mean, it's better than an Edward, I guess. Well, they've got the spoon. So there you go.
So we'll see if Jaybrun goes to take... he didn't take a monster in a box at the Eblin Cave. He didn't take the Staleman chest. Let's see if we go after the Ogre chest. And that will be a telling sign. Nope, nothing in the Ogre chest either. So we do have vanilla monster boxes, so our runners did not go take that chest, so we can't assume it's giving anything that's worth significant value to be able to stop by and take that. So
it could be the reason they went for Hook could be that the rat tail has something they really need.
Or this could be going all the way underground.
Well,
there's no forced magma, so...
Well, but yeah, it could be. I don't know. I just comment. I don't have the spoiler log. I'm not racing.
I don't either, so it is not forced magma. The magma key may be somewhere else, and this is, like I said, a regular old hook route.
Yeah, it could be. Jaybrun's going to head down, and we're going to see in a moment who this boss is, while Kyrios is taking in chests in Castle Eblin, but he does have Quake Fu. So that Fu is now online and ready to do significant damage
too. So that's not a frail old man.
Well, he can make the world shake, that's for sure. That's the Luca key. That is interesting.
We don't need the Luca key though, because Warp Glitch is on.
Nope. But maybe Kyrios doesn't want to fight two bosses. I don't know. Could be anything at this stage.
And if you're, we're going to say this for a few. Yeah, we had Crystal Sword. A Crystal Sword and an Avenger were sitting in the free treasury in Damsian. So both of our runners picked up both of those, along with a power shirt from Eblin Castle. They started off with the Crystal Ring was our initial item from the starting item, so they were loaded pretty well.
These runners both knew Thank you, FBL. I'm having a great time going through this without knowing what's going to happen next. But maybe we'll pull that up. But thank you very much. We are, yes, so both runners very, very clearly knew who they were taking and what gear they wanted to go with them, and they have gone and kitted them out. Jaybrun is getting through those bosses and is prioritizing going through the hook route. Kyrios seems to be prioritizing experience at this point. Throwing out that hourglass is likely going to use the life glitch to get tons of experience here from these mad ogres. Meanwhile, Jaybrun's throwing out that moon veil and using some of those defense swords he picked up earlier as darts to ensure he doesn't face Bahamut's mega nuke.
Well, Kyrios is actually stealing some Bacchus wines while over there too, so...
Oh, there you go. That's such a Kyrios play. You know, just... I want some wine. I want some Bacchus. I'm going to get it this way. I'm going to also get the experience. Do my... just a really smart heads-up play. There's the rat tail. Interesting. All sorts of fun stuff going on.
We'll see right off the bat if Kyrios got that intentionally, if it is for XP, like the chat has been suggesting, and I guess we'll find out momentarily, because Kyrios, instead of going down the hook route, is going to go turn in that rat tail. Let's see what that yields. Kyrios, in the meantime, we need that Bahamut to go down.
It's an Edward.
It's an Edward with a spoon.
Not interesting to Kyrios. So yeah, there is MageJS1 has asked the question, key items give experience boost to this seed. Currently, we are actually on a key item check bonus. So just doing those monster box checks is worth more experience. I think it is the standard double at 10 key items as well. I don't see that that's been turned off.
That has not been turned off, so.
Jaybrun gets through Bahamut. Only Cecil standing, but that's just fine. Level 1 Cecil with a crystal sword. Not anymore. Now he's level 26, still with a crystal sword.
Yeah, so that rat tail turn in actually did give an experience boost, because that is a key item check as well. Technically by turning in the rat tail. So though it did not yield a key item, that 10% experience boost did come into play. And it is multiplicative, it's not additive, so we're multiplying on top of the bonus as it is. So yeah, most monster boxes may very well have been for those experience bonus moving forward in the seed.
And we see Kyrios is taking additional monster boxes in Castle Evelyn, whereas Jaybrun strongly prioritized simply getting through. And Jaybrun is now on his way out to raise the Falcon, and we'll see where he goes in the underground. Kyrios, of course, having taken those extra bosses at Baron Inn and up on Mount Hobbs, has Quake Fu and can get through these fights very quickly. So we're not seeing, even though Jaybrun is first underground, Kyrios is executing on these fights at extreme speed. And remember, folks, this is a marathon. This is just the first seed tonight. So even if someone gets ahead in one of these, there could be 3-4 opportunities to close any gap that shows up. So all sorts of fun stuff can happen.
And Jaybrun, we'll see here again. At this point in time, there's no reason to take a monster in a box unless you know what's in it. Traditionally speaking, you know these runners, they have the spoiler logs. Oh, hold on.
Yep.
Hold on.
Jaybrun has the pass.
That's why we went underground.
That's why Jaybrun went to the Sylph Cave. He's not touching the Poison Treasury, not interested in doing any of those checks. He is interested in getting the pass. So remember, folks, there are 3 passes. That one might be the most convenient for Jaybrun. We'll see if Kyrios feels the same way when he gets underground in a few minutes. But for now, Jaybrun... Oh, there's the adamant armor.
Yeah, we knew where that was too.
Yeah, Jaybrun, he's got his list and he's checking the items off one at a time. So we got adamant armor. We're getting very close to power overwhelming everything except for the levels at this stage, really.
Yeah, and at this point in time, they also know which shops sell sirens. All at the same time, we can just take our buddy Edge into. We We don't have life pots. We gotta go do some healing real quick. We're gonna take our buddy Edge into the Tower of Babel and probably steal some of those sirens from the alerts.
Possible. It's possible. We'll see what Jabron is thinking in a moment here after he heals up with the potion, the free dwarven brew at the dwarf cave there. Kyrios is saving up to head down to take on the two bosses, but Jabron is heading up the tower. Here we go.
We're going to knock down Rydia. We're going to steal some sirens. Rydia's going to be our anchor. She's at level 1. We have a reason to keep her on the ground. We have some dolls over on the Kyrios side.
Mm-hmm. So this Porum, keeping this Porum, so the Cry Steel combination on the alerts really strongly raises the chance that Edge's sneak is successful. So that will, I mean, I almost wonder if that's why Jabron chose this party, and whereas, of course, Kyrios went for Atella instead for the anchoring situation. Really, some really interesting choices here. And of course, these are monster box checks, which means they're worth that 10 additional, multiplier of the 10% multiplier of the XP. And it looks strongly like we are setting up some slings as well, doesn't it? Oh, and here comes the spoon. I have to think this Bahamut fight is going to go faster with the levels and that edge, or that the quake on Fu.
Yeah, that's not cranking up with that 3,300 a shot there. It's definitely going to go quicker.
Yeah, throws the wall up, but didn't use. I don't think he picked up the Moon Veil. I think he bounced out of the free treasury before he could get it. But we're not going to see Mega Nuke on Kyrios' side. So that's a much cleaner fight. And even though Jabron was well ahead getting underground, Kyrios goes through that fight a lot more cleanly and shows up underground with a lot more power from levels.
Jabron feeling the effect of dropping Porum, though, because that's 3 straight failed sneaks. Why not having the Cry? So we dropped the party, probably make these turns to go much faster.
Absolutely. All right, Kyrios hits Pitfall. We'll see where he goes next. 2.2 experience modifier for Kyrios. Thank you, Wyland, because it's flashing by so fast, I can barely read it. So your eagle eyes are appreciated.
That's not going to kill it. Ooh. That's not going to kill it.
Jabron, come on.
This could get ugly in a hurry.
No, I don't think that Stoneman can do that much damage to him.
I don't think so.
All right, there goes the Stoneman. I think one more strike on the alert should take it down.
There we go. Okay. That's what. Yeah, Beauty's. That's what I was worried about. Sleeping Edge at that point in time.
Kyrios is heading right back up the tower. So definitely we might see him going for some... Yep, big high five. Jabron was one and done on the alert. Remember, we have vanilla monster boxes on. They know exactly where they are. They can run up, start sneaking, snag as many sirens as they want. This might be a little bit harder because Jabron doesn't have that Porum to... Kyrios doesn't have that Porum to cry. Nope.
Oh, we're just
one. We're done. We're going to actually take it down.
Kyrios will take all 4 of these because again, they're 10% each.
I think you're right. He has been prioritizing getting that XP gain.
He may just grab one with Edge and knock it down with. Mm-hmm. Oh, we didn't get one this time, but yeah, we're gonna try to get one each time. It looked like Kyrios is going to do here.
Yeah, I think so. Jabron's on 11. We'll see in a moment exactly what his multiplier is once he completes this egg fight. And then we'll see
2.3 on Curious' side now. And obviously that's going to go up again. There's another crystal sword. Not that we can use it for anything.
well, it's always nice to have a backup. It looks like he's saying 2 is enough.
Yeah, 2 seems enough.
2 sirens is enough, right? Is he going to head over and use them right away? Going to go,
No,
I
we're
think,
gonna
get
pass.
that pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, remember, folks, they know exactly where that pass is. The other 2 are probably deeply buried. But Curios is... Oh, Curios is going a different route. Okay. He's heading to the Poison
We know
Treasury.
where something is. Where are we hunting?
Or he wants the XP
the monster
percentage.
boxes again.
Yeah, 6 monster boxes. He's got Quake. This will get him up pretty much to a 3 times modifier if he takes all of
for one specific one here.
Let's see what he finds. Jaybird continues to scramble some eggs.
He went for one in particular.
Yeah, it's just a 1.5 modifier for Jabrun.
It's a Stardust Rod.
He already had a Stardust Rod, so I have to think he's taken the whole thing. Yeah, so he's going to end up with roughly a 3.0 modifier, getting twice the amount of experience that Jabrun does when Curious uses his couple of sirens, and will have done better grinding up until this point.
There's a Masa sword.
Handy.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll play.
Yeah, I'd take a Masa. Yep, down goes those ghosts. And Curious, and for reference, folks, it is tough to do the Poison Treasury at 1 HP. You really do have to, and you'll see he is run buffering. He is doing all the tricks that are needed. So there's that run buffer right there. That can't run means that when that screen's open, the monsters can't advance, which means they can't get into queue before the Quake, which means they're toast. That is hard to do.
It is.
I've struggled with that many times.
And you have to make sure you have your agility correct, so that makes sure that food goes first before anybody else in your party or before the enemies go. There's lots of behind the scenes things working here. So Fu needs to be 2.5 times higher agility than Tella. And the thing with Fu is Fu's agility does not increase. Fu's agility is at 20 the entire game.
Right.
So that's why that Tella comes into big play here with that curse ring.
That's right. Now, Curious has picked up that bearing key. Does 5 of the 6. But didn't go for the pass. So maybe he did not find that particular... Maybe that's not where he saw the pass or thinks that's the best pass to go for. So that's really interesting. Definitely some divergence here.
Taking a siren.
Yeah, and there's the difference. On the left, you see Jabrun. He got 51,000 for one of his. And on the right, Curious gets 96,000. So definitely getting a much larger pile of experience. But with only one siren is done and is flying off at the same time Jabrun is. And yeah, other than Jabrun being up a pass and an adamant armor, which it looks like Curious is about to go pick up, Jabrun, these runners are pretty much caught up to each other at this stage. So all of that extra advantage that Jabrun had while Curious was grinding before and taking bosses on the overworld, that's mostly disappeared now. So
just a real silk web and take off here.
Always great. You'd want to have one of those in your hand for that Zeromus fight. Just the best way to both nerf that first big bang and slow the big guy down.
Both players leaving the underground at this point in time.
Pretty much in lockstep now at this stage. Other than Curious is missing the pass, but Jabrun has it in hand.
And Curious has the Darkness Crystal, though.
Oh, I missed that. Jeez, was that in the Poison Treasury?
No, I missed that from even earlier than that. I don't know when he picked that up, so...
Goodness.
I'm trying to go back through what Curious did. That it had to be one of the
Ogre
Monster
chest on
boxes.
the
Yeah,
hook route.
yeah. I was gonna say
Okay.
it had to be one of the Monster boxes.
Yeah. I promise you, we are trying to pay attention, folks.
Yeah.
We're good commentators, I promise. Curios thought he had the pass.
Ooh,
Though. Oh no. Oh no.
Curious probably had it played out in his head that he was going to get the pass, then do the Poison Treasury, and just skipped over it.
You can see the hesitation in Curios there for a moment as he was exiting Toroya. You could see just there wasn't that normal decisiveness in the controller movement. And he was thinking about it. He was thinking, do I go find that pass wherever the one that he had in mind was, or do I just go to the moon? And this is going to be really big for Jabron.
Yep.
Assuming
this point
Jabron gets
Curious at the walk.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So this is going to be, well, I have to think this is going to be a big advantage for Jabron. Again, Zeromus is not free.
No, never free.
Even with that egg grind, Jabron is not going in with all the levels in the world. Certainly has the power he needs with both the gear and the levels he's picked up from his egg grind, but nothing is guaranteed with this boss.
This is weird that we actually need Z flags, in chat, like before the end of the seed. This is weird. But we have Z flags in chat.
Do you want to explain it this time, and I can explain it next time?
That sounds great. This is a Final Fantasy IV randomizer, if you haven't been paying attention for the last 30 minutes. And as such, we randomize the location of our bosses, our characters, our key items as you've seen. And in such, we randomize all the boss locations except for the last one. That's where Zeromus is, because he's too strong to be anywhere else. It's become a custom or tradition to ask the following question when we get to this point in the seed.
Yeah, the question is, whose butt are we kicking tonight? The first time.
The first time. And that's because we have hundreds upon hundreds of sprites that our wonderful artists in the Free Enterprise community have put together, which you'll see here in a moment. We aren't fighting that blue little blob thing we normally fight in the vanilla game. This time
we could. I believe he is in the random item pool, or the random boss pool.
That is not.
Hello. Who is this? Gremory. Rex, do you know?
I do not know this one.
Chat, you got any knowledge?
Yeah.
We'll see if there's any wisdom from chat. I have to think this cannot be faster than going back down underground and walking through the Sylph Cave.
I think Curious had to have said, I swore that the pass was in the Sylph Cave. And rightfully so, but misplaced mentally where it actually was.
Yes, I think that's right. I think that Curios thought he opened the chest that had it, and as a result is saying, I gotta do the moon.
Yeah.
Loaru and Alias Darren both say this is from Bloodstained Curse of the Moon, which is, from what I've heard, a fantastic game that I just have not gotten around to playing. So 5,000 points per strike from the Cecil, 3,000 from the Edge, 6,500. This is not going to take too long as everything goes well for Jabron.
All right, and we'll use this time to remind people this is a 5-seed mini marathon. So as soon as Jabron hears the crack and sees the shake of Z or Gregorimus, as we see here, Jabron will be able to close out of the seed and open the second one. So the timer does not stop. The timer will keep going until the fifth one is completed.
Sorry.
So at this point in time,
as soon as you see that crumble, you're going to see Jabron exit.
Yep.
Curio's taking the Warlock carry chest on the way down. This is so fascinating. I already have a full interview's worth of questions for these runners because they've made some just wonderful choices.
Well, you aren't going to be hold until like midnight, so you have to space them out between the 5 seeds.
Yeah, I know. All right, looks like we might have a little bit of technical
Oh, there's a crack
difficulties.
crumble, I
Oh,
think.
we got the
That
crack
we didn't.
crumble. I didn't even see it happen.
No, I did not either.
I,
So
of
here comes
course,
the second one.
100% believe in Jay Brun. He would
Yeah.
obviously
So let's talk
do that.
about Moonwalk.
I think you slide backwards, lifting your heels, Rex. Is that
Something like that. But in this case, we're not doing that.
Oh
And
no,
this,
folks.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this one we've got to drop the magma key to win the game, but the magma key is hidden behind the moon. So our runners are going to have to get to the moon to find the magma key. It is forced magma, so I believe that means that we will not be seeing. It won't be gated underground, right?
I'm
Correct.
gonna jump in here quickly.
Yes.
It will
Yes.
specifically be behind Cave Bahamut. The way the flags are set up, it has to be behind Cave Bahamut. K Moon is not
Okay.
on, only K Summon.
Look at that.
Also, since I'm watching a second runner, an off-screen runner, just so you know, Matic finished at exactly the same time as J-Run.
Wow!
Perfect.
What an update! Thank you, FBL.
Thank you, FBL, for the
Our-
update. Appreciate it.
Our secret third commentator tonight, who of course designed the flags, knows the flags. So our runners have to get to the moon, and they have to take on the Cave Bahamut boss. And I don't know, like, no one knows who it is now. Kyrios is going to head down and take on Zeromus, having run through the moon, picked up a little bit more experience. I would expect to see about as much challenge as J-Brun saw with this particular boss, but one never does know. So, of course, now that they've now J-Brun's moved to the Moonwalk seat, he no longer has the prescience of a spoiler log. So we are back into sort of your standard randomizer running in that aspect. They're hunting for a crystal, running for a darkness crystal, and then they're going to head to the moon once they have the power to do it. So we have given them, in order to make sure they're leveled up at least enough to get there, once again, a key item check bonus of 10%, but also a zonk bonus. So if you check your key item and you don't get anything, you get a bonus 10%. K main is on, obviously K summon is on, but there's not a lot of summons I think they're going to worry about. I don't think we have to worry about darkness hiding in the barren basement. Or do we? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it could have technically.
Could be.
Yeah, it could technically. I think the other thing here is our number of characters here. So the no dupes flag is not on, which means we can have duplicate characters. Both the C no free and C no earn flags are missing as well, which means characters are all over the place. You'd normally find them within the game. You can get duplicate characters.
Mhm.
Edward here is going to give us a potential key item. It's going to be a spoon, which is kind of apropos.
Giving up his precious spoon.
But we have one. There was an Eddie in the Damsian check, wasn't it?
Oh, I think. Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. So we've got a spoon. That's good. And he can't equip it. So this flag. So the next two flags after this, we can't equip the spoon. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, we can equip the spoon on this flag set. So that's good. We have our Eddie. He's going to be going bonkers in a second.
Yeah, that spoon, of course, folks, that is 255 attack power, maximum attack power. Heroin Robe for the Porum. We are going to see definitely, I think Jabron's not going to have too much challenge in the overworld. Over on Kyrios' screen, he is throwing out 5,000 damage a pop with that Adamant Crystal Sword. Cecil, 4,000 damage from the Double Masamune Edge. There is definitely going to get through this very quickly. Jabron's heading down to Antlion, and again, no more spoiler log, so we get to find out at the same time he does what's hiding underneath. Yes, Magius, when you did call the spoon, so well done.
There's rocks on Kyrios' side. We'll see a switch over to the next seed in just a moment. In the meantime, we have a Mylon variety on J-Brun's side.
looks like it's Mylon and friends. Going to use that starting Gaia drum, get rid of the friends, and then it should just be a single strike with the spoon to dispatch Mylon and get him to bemoan the fate of his body. Kyrios is off to a start, picking up that starting Baron key. So pretty much all of everything except for the potential Earth crystal and the harp. I guess we could see a harp here. Who knows where that darkness crystal is hiding?
Right here.
Oh,
Called it. Called it.
There we go.
Called it.
I guess
It's going to be a pretty quick trip to the moon, but we still have to beat the Cave Bahamut boss, so this isn't just a gee thanks and bye.
Do you get cocky and check it? See if maybe
I would. I absolutely would. Because if it's King Queen Eblin,
yeah, you're done.
Or it's Water Hag.
Water Hag. Yeah, I mean it's 3 hits. Yeah, you could do Water Hag. We've got a Fu hanging out in Mysidia along with a cane. So that's a nice little bit of power for Kyrios' party. Jabrun is also going to go get the same characters, having his Darkness Crystal in hand. Well, you know what? Maybe he's not even going to bother. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it depends.
Got to raise that whale.
He could check it and then get the characters on the way back out if he doesn't want to take it right now.
I mean, you've got to raise the whale. You can just set up a save.
And this will give them a Poké weapon, actually, come to think of it. So what isn't on your screen is one of the objectives for the Moonwalk is when they do raise this whale, they do get a Poké weapon. It is not a super weapon. We don't have Hero, so this should be an Excalibur, yeah?
I think so. Well, we'll find out in a moment. And in the meantime, Kyrios is going to be checking Castle Eblin. As a reminder,
it is a super weapon.
There we go. As a reminder, I believe...
Caliburn!
Well... Yeah,
the monster... Sorry, I interrupted you like 3 times, Veritas.
That's okay, buddy. Monster box locations are known in this flag set, so Kyrios is free to safely loot that better. It is T Wildish, this flag set, so that likely better gear hanging out at Castle Eblin. But Jabrun's heading right to the moon. I think he's going to go find out what he's in for and then figure out how to handle it. And like you said, Rex, I think this is the exact play. This is the smart big brain play here.
I mean, I'm actually surprised that Jabrun... I guess you've already raised the wheel. I'm surprised that Jabrun didn't save before coming here.
Yeah.
Before going to the cutscene.
I would have set up a save, reset, get ready to reset out. You're exactly right.
Yeah. And who knows?
Hey, that's okay too. Kyrios is going to go get his Edward.
That's a dark elf.
Ooh.
we need Cecil to go ahead and go to Ordeals, and we need to get him a holy sword.
Oh, Jabrun did set up a save. Perfect.
Okay.
And we're going to Ordeals, and I think he's going to go try to find a holy sword.
That's the exact play here. We know who it is now, so we're going to go make Cecil Paladin, and then you'll probably see Jabrun start taking those monster boxes in Eblin to try to find a holy sword.
That's right. Kyrios heading on down to the Mylon Zed guarding, the Mylon guarding the Darkness Crystal. Not that he knows yet. Jabrun snags himself a cane on the way up the Holy Mountain. We'll see what the bosses up here are in a moment. Full moon's handy. Never know when you need to back row an edge.
It's a good comments here in chat. The way the Dark Elf works, the second phase of the Dark Elf, when the Dark Elf turns into their dragon form, they are susceptible to hourglasses, stops, weeks. The only thing they're not susceptible to that normally a non-boss bit boss would have is they can't be coffined or stoned. So yeah, with this Fu in hand, which Jabrun didn't grab Fu.
No, Jabrun skipped the character check at Mysidia. Just went to Mysidia to get his whale raised.
Yeah.
Kyrios will have the Fu, so that may make life a little bit easier on the other side for him. Bahamut here shouldn't be too much of a challenge with that Spoon. Well, Spoonword's still only level 5, so...
We still got, what, about 2,000 HP here? 3,000?
Yeah, around that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Jabron decides to handle that Dark Elf. Kyrios has got that Darkness Crystal in hand. We'll see if he races the whale and also peaks the boss here in a moment. The Dragoon drops the Dragon, which I think is
seems fitting.
Yeah,
seems fitting.
We're through Bahamut. Jabron's going to take a safety save.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
While this has the potential to be a pretty solid party, it is not one right now, and that's a Golbez.
I haven't seen Golbez tonight, folks, so the good news is we will not see him 5 times, but we may certainly see him 4 times. So I hope you like comedy, because the king of comedy himself.
We will not see him 4 times. Because Shop and Go, he's not in the boss pool.
Oh, did we actually pull him? See,
Yep.
Rex, I haven't looked that far ahead, man.
I want to make sure we're giving as accurate as we possibly could, because we are known to not be accurate. Any chance that we could give accurate information, we're going to try to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and the vanilla boss is not going to happen either in
Yeah.
Scavenger Hunt 2.0, because all you have to do is find that pass, and, well, folks, there's no pass in that one available behind a boss check, so really interesting.
So let's enjoy this opportunity of hanging out with Golbez then.
There you go. It's
Let's
not going to be nearly as Golbezy as I feared. So,
Jabron's realizing we don't have Star Veils.
oh dear. Oh
so
no.
that Golbez is a problem.
Jabron is choosing to leave the mountain.
Yeah,
Go look for...
that makes him much more formidable than he normally is.
Shops are on standard, so I suppose he might get lucky, and they could be on the moon at the Hummingway shop.
Yeah.
Ooh. Kyrios is going boss hunting to get some extra power on the Fusoya.
Why is that the case?
Well, as you know, Fu in the standard setup for Fu in Free Enterprise is to reduce his hit points pool and his magic spell list, unlocking 50 hit points and 3 spells every time you take down a boss. This makes it so that Fu is not an instant, okay, I can do whatever I want button. It means you've got to do some work to make him the powerful Lunarian mage that he is in the vanilla game.
Dude, Kyrios hits that button so fast, I can't see half the time which spells he gets either.
No, Kyrios, just such a good runner.
There's Star Veils right there. Haggard says, we've got them for sale. You want one of these?
I think Jabron is looking at that and going, thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much. We'll take some life pots while we're here.
Yep.
There's some cabins for sale.
Mm-hmm. Decent shops here on the overworld.
Mm-hmm.
Everything a prospective paladin wants to see.
So Kyrios doing the Fabul defense check, while Jabron's going to go have another go at Golbez. Now, the question here, I'd be interested to see if Jabron was going to knock down some party members before he took this fight, so he could make sure Eddie's still up.
Yeah.
Because even though it is Golbez's magic power is not going to be that great here. So you're still going to have to do some work.
Yeah, you're going to have to take care of some of that hit point pull on yourself.
And I'm sorry, but Rudy's not going to do it. Porum's not going to do it. Well, I guess Porum's got the heroin rope, so Porum could do it.
Lord Goober says the magic power is high here, and I feel like that is correct. So 1,000 plus in spells. We'll see in a moment here, folks, as you get... So I feel vindicated because you are getting more Golbez. So
yeah, you are getting more Golbez.
I mean, honestly, I wonder if Kyrios will bounce off this as well. So, assuming he chooses to go there, did he even get? Oh man,
There's adamant rock.
Nothing wrong with having an adamant rock in your inventory. Kyrios prioritized in the previous seed. He prioritized bosses not just for the foo, but also for the key item checks that gave him experience points modifiers. So I'm not surprised he took Fabul here. It's a free heal. It's going to be more experience, and of course it does more for that foo. Now Kyrios is going to head up the mountain. We'll see if he too runs into that Golbez and realizes, after sitting through the comedy act, oh no, I have no Star Veils. Regardless,
your standard kit here from Golbez, your Virus Lit 3 Fire 2 combo, and then another just a little plunk there from
honestly, Heroin Robe Porum doing 500 damage at this stage of the game is not bad.
Yeah, that's true. We might see 5 Golbez at 1 seed here. Well, we may see we're gonna see at least 3. May see 4.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get 5 Golbez in 1 seed.
No,
but definitely
5 Golbez probably won't happen in 1 seed.
Yeah, but definitely at least 3. Down goes Jabrun's Golbez, and he's through to the mirror room. We'll see in a moment what the reward is and what the boss happens to be. Yeah, and once again, you see the power of taking the time to get Quake on your foo. That was a much faster fight on that boss. Same thing we said in the last. You know what we said in the last time? Kyrios got Quake on foo, and it made the Bahamut a lot easier. So, maybe, who knows? That could be a theme.
We've an Earth Crystal.
Earth Crystal's a lot of
fun. Which means a treasury run.
Yeah, I would think if you are Jabrun.
You have said, no, I'm good. I'm not even going to try this.
Nope. Kyrios is going to go look for some Star Veils, most likely. King and Queen Evelyn hanging out in the mirror room, so the game rewards you for persevering through a difficult
6.
Yeah, you rewarded for persevering through that difficult Golbez with a very easy mirror room fight, even if Cecil's not quite up to the task.
In the meantime, if you do like Free Enterprise, you see there's a link in chat for you right now. Please come join us in our Discord. This is a wonderful community for those who are very casual, those who get competitive, and those who just want to hang out and have fun. Come over and see us. Please do join us.
Yeah, folks, it's so easy for you to roll up a seed. You just head over to FF4FE.com and you can roll up a seed there. If you want to try our 5.0 alpha flag, it's alpha.ff4fe.com. Links to the Discord and the wiki are there. Wiki's full of all sorts of interesting information that you can use to get good at the game. And if you have any questions, they're just incredible people who are always willing to share their love of Free Enterprise. And while you're at it, don't forget to go to twitch.tv and follow our racers, Jabrun and Kyrios, who are putting on a great show for you tonight. I promise, if you've never seen this before, things aren't usually quite so hectic here on our community race, but we wanted to put on a special show for you tonight. And certainly these runners are delivering that special show. We've seen all sorts of fun stuff. We've seen interesting routes. We've seen a few mistakes. We see some really smart plays. So I think you're getting a heck of a show tonight, folks.
Now we get to play a game called Rate That Treasury. And why are we playing that game?
Well, because who doesn't like to rate things? So the Earth Crystal unlocks the Toroya Treasury, which is gated gears. Since we have T Wildish on, the more gates of gears behind, the better the gear. And we're seeing already Power Shirt, Avenger,
Bahamut Orb,
Glass Hat, Heroin Robe,
oh my goodness. I'm rating this a 9 out of 10.
9.5 out of 10. What a treasury. That is, especially Jabrun, who was thinking, well, how do I get through that Dark Elf? I need a holy sword.
Yeah, that's where we're going. That's literally where we're going.
That was stupendous. And given that, as Rowdy Sniper pointed out in chat, Kyrios didn't take a Cecil, he might skip ordeals, which means no Earth Crystal and no treasury. So he is clearly about to go start checking some boxes here to see what he's going to get. through these monster boxes. Again, they're in the vanilla locations for this particular seed. But, oh yeah, power shirt.
We're
Avengers
putting the adamant armor on Eddie. Says, you're the star of our show now.
I mean, isn't he?
I mean, I guess.
He's
a
a prince.
because, I mean, Cecil's a level 1. He's not... I mean, it's still Cecil, though.
Oh, he's got a glass hat. He'll be fine. And a Caliburn. Don't forget the Caliburn.
The Caliburn, yes.
Oh, that's
Put the
good.
ninja hat on Cecil. There you go. What are we doing? J-Brun's ribbon. Okay.
Curios is working through these monster boxes. Now, keep in mind, K Miab is not on. So as a result, these monster boxes will only have better gear. Only. I say only.
Oh, yeah, only, right? It's going to end up giving you like a, it's going to give a crystal sword, and then Curious going to like, I mean, where's the Cecil?
Yeah, unfortunately for Curios, it seems it's not having that Cecil, that decision or that routing choice that took him away from the Cecil. I think it was Watery Pass.
Cecil was in Watery Pass, yeah.
Yeah. My brain still works.
Crystal
that seems
sword, Burna sword.
Mhm.
We're 2 for 2 on these chests.
Yeah,
Or
great
people
chests.
that Curious doesn't have.
Yeah, great chests for Sir not appearing. Well, not selected in my seed.
Yeah, there's White Spear, though. That's a consolation
That-
prize.
That's pretty good. That's a good find. Because Curios does have a cane, I believe.
Yeah, Curious does have a cane.
Jaybrun is rushing off to get a fight against the Dark Elf, and Curios is going to erase the whale. We'll see if Curios feels he can take that Dark Elf straight on. But Jaybrun
Access
is
wine.
yeah, 1 wine for Edward, and away he goes. 160 hit points on the Eddie, but an adamant armor. So feeling pretty invincible, I would
2.
expect.
2. That's all we're doing here.
Oh boy. Avenger Kane putting out 1,200 damage and 2,700 from the Eddie. We are looking at 3,000. This isn't going to take long. Oh, and Rydia's got a Bahamut orb just for additional fun. Boom.
Oh, Cecil with the punch. There you go, buddy. There you go.
He saw the Dark Elf.
He was the king of the seed.
He saw the Dark Elf did 2 damage to Eddie, and he said, "Don't worry, Eddie. I got your back. I'll get that back off.
I'll get that right back for you. Don't worry about that."
Yeah, you don't need levels when you have Bahamut orbs, adamant armor, spoons, and Avengers, I suppose.
Yeah. All right, so
here comes the change. And there's.
we're going to use the dancing dagger.
Oh, we've equipped a dancing dagger.
We're going to use a dancing dagger. 312. I'm not sure that's going to get the job done.
So Curios is not peeking that boss, is going to go check the altar character. Wonder if there's someone in particular he's hoping for. We'll see in a moment.
Cecil. That's a Rosa.
All right. So Jaybrun is now on the dragon portion.
Okay.
Yeah, no threat there.
No, it's not a threat to Edward. I was worried about being a threat to everybody else.
Yeah, Ed if he can do, if he was doing a little bit more damage, and that punch.
That's what I was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dark Elf can punch, and it's.
Cecil's covering up now.
Yeah.
So that should release.
Okay.
So Jaybrun is through. We'll very shortly get the win game.
We got to drop the key first.
Magma key, and then go win the game.
Yep.
Curios taking the hairdryer's chest with that wonderful quake. Gonna go get himself another good piece of loot, hopefully, and a bunch of levels on that Rosa.
All right, so we're gonna exit out with our white mage Cecil. Because that's about all he's used for at this point in time.
Kyrios doesn't have a cane, so
I could have sworn Curious
all
did.
those weapons I think he did, and I think he may have tossed it, but all those weapons that he found just cannot get used. So interesting. We'll see if he goes right at this Dark Elf here in a moment. Yes, folks. Wyland points out in chat, it is a surprise. What a surprise. That might be sarcastic because the incredible FBL has designed this flag so that the only place that Magma Key could be was the Cave Bahamut check. Truly value and cave value.
Jay Brun is dropping the Magma Key. FBL, do we have an update on if we have any other runners who have completed the second part of our marathon?
You have to say, hey, FBL.
Oh, hey, FBL. I got summon.
Wait about 5 seconds and we'll have an update.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
Perfect.
Rex,
In the
you gotta fill 5
meantime-
seconds.
Do we go ahead and start setting up the scavenger hunt there, Kratos?
Yeah, so Jay Brun's going to reset here in a second and move to Scavenger Hunt. So the goal here is to unlock the pass door in Toroya. The pass is in chests, so there are 3 of them scattered throughout the world. He starts with the Luca key because there are only a couple of places Jay Brun can't get to because push B to jump is on. So you can jump over all sorts of triggers and other things that might gate you from getting at those sweet, sweet chests.
So the update is that Matic is about 20 seconds behind
Wow.
Jabron. The other off-stream runners are currently both in the Moonwalk flag set.
Awesome. Thank you for the update.
Thank you, FBL. Staying on top of it, of course. Can't ask for, we've got incredible restreamers here, but you can't ask for more than what we get.
Yep.
What a great experience this is.
So this is going to be interesting for our viewers who've been around for a while. You don't see this flag very often here. Oh my goodness! What?
The first treasure chest, folks.
What?
Jay Brun will be through here in a moment into
Oh my goodness!
Paladin percentage. Obviously hitting that particular wow. Jay Brun on autopilot went into Toroya Castle, which will be a significant percentage of the seed actually, because he's going to be through here in just about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to say we have the B vanilla flag here, so you're going to see our bosses not be randomized. But you're not going to see any bosses, at least on Jay Brun's side. So that brings us to Paladin percentage, which means we're starting with Cecil. Our key items are in the vanilla location. Our characters in the vanilla location, and all we have to do is get Cecil to the top of ordeals and become a Paladin.
What a slam dunk, and of course, if any runner goes a different direction, it is massive advantage, Jay Brun. Yeah. Of course, unless the first chest they find in the other direction is one of those other 2 passes.
This is true, yeah.
So that's right, folks. We're going up to the top of Mount Ordeals.
It's all solo, yep.
Yep, solo start. No Val Valis available, so I guess that's nice. And vanilla character locations.
Vanilla character locations, but no earned.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we have some in... We're going to get the twins here.
Yeah, so your available characters, you'll have the twins, you'll have Rydia, you can go get... I think it's Edward.
Yeah, Edward from Dancing, and Tella from...
Tella.
The Water Cave. But Sea Hero, so Tella really doesn't do anything for you.
No.
T Pro, S Pro, both are playable though.
Yeah, so I'm curious how you would go about this one because, well, you just don't have a lot of physical power, do you?
You don't. Mag finished, went straight to it and finished at the same time. Okay, so if you were wondering what kind of caliber play we have here, yes, some of it may just be luck, but some of it is this is the routing you take when you play press B to jump, or push B to jump, I'm sorry. And apparently the play is go check Evelyn Cave real quick.
Yeah, and I would expect that that's going to be a pretty common play, but just with the density of chests and the speed you get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, wow. We really did not get to see a lot of the scavenger hunt. We see Jabrun is looking in the treasury at Damcyan for some loot. I guess is probably going to get an Edward here in a second, because
nice brand. Not that we can use it until we become a paladin, which when we become a paladin, it's over. You
gotta get through that final boss.
Yeah,
you never know. It could be anyone except for Valvalis.
It's true.
So
Antlion Cave, which is going to give us the sand ruby.
That's right, because we have vanilla key items as well, which actually means
I would say, is this even worth taking then?
I mean, honestly, I don't. Maybe just for the levels. Maybe that's all this is.
Yeah, I guess the loot too.
Yeah, the loot, the levels.
I don't know if the boss is even worth taking. I mean, the boss isn't going to be worth taking.
So on our other screen, we see Curios.
See no earned is on, so it will not be a Rosa. It will be a pig.
That's right. You can't pick up the Rosa. No point in cracking the Sand Lion. There is no experience point bonuses here. It's just basically just playing Final Fantasy IV, which is a great game. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, they do like you said, they're going to need to be able to get through ordeals, so they need levels. I mean,
Kyrios has tossed his magma key down the well. We'll finish up in Moonwalk, and we'll see if he takes the very quick path through Scavenger Hunt that Jabrun and, of course, off stream, Matic also took. We'll see what's up. I was not expecting there to be a situation where we had runners a full seat apart, you know? So definitely we have been getting some curveballs tonight. But honestly, that's what I love about this randomizer is it's the curveball possibilities are so high.
All right,
here.
So Hobbs does you no good except for experience at this point in time.
Fabul will give you a sword, right? It's no bueno there.
Yeah, no bueno. Well, it gives the black sword, which is maybe better than what he's got on.
Well, it's a good best weapon.
Yeah.
For Dark Knight Cecil, so that is
might not be a bad idea. That silk web's not going to be bad either.
Yeah, some good stuff here. Kyrios is going for the fast route. We will see in a moment if he grabs that chest, which I expect. And there it is. And back out.
God, was the spoiler log on this one? Spoiler log wasn't on this one, was it?
I think it's just, again, like Eblin has...
Yeah, just it's the way you route this way, the way you play this way, so...
It's so dense on those treasure chests.
Yep.
And you know in that seed where the monster boxes are, so it is 100% safe and free to get just, I think, 30 checks for that pass. So it's the logical play, and that was Scavenger Hunt 2.0, folks. We hope you enjoyed it. You can join our website, you can join our Discord. No, obviously there's more to come, but there we go.
Yeah, with the chest being empty as well, you're not having to hit your R button and throw everything else away. You're just opening it empty, open empty, go. So
that's right. A nice little star veil, handy to have in case
we see Goldenez again.
Yeah, he could be hanging out in the same spot. You don't know.
Could be. That'd be a little rough.
All right. Yeah, and
there's one above ground and two in the Eblin underground.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly.
Yeah, That sounds right. So just the density of passes in Eblin and below makes it a much better, as all of our runners that we know about have seen. It just makes the logical play. And in this case,
there's our black sword.
Pretty much objectively correct. We got black armor. How often do you actually see people, runners on stream, equipping black armor, black gauntlet onto the Dark Knight Cecil?
Dude, Dark Knight Cecil's about to be a stud. I know what you're talking about.
Insofar as he can be. Let's not
Let's not get carried away.
Let's not get carried away.
Yeah. Here's our Tella.
All right, old man. You're on the team.
You'll be a good target so that our Cecil doesn't get targeted. Actually, I think we're expecting our twins to do some carrying here, if we're being honest.
Yeah, it looks like the plan is going to likely be to do bluff twin magic, which is a really good plan.
And why does bluff make that a good plan?
Well, bluff raises the wisdom stat of Palom, and when the twin magic goes, it looks at the stats of the twins. So the higher that is, the more damage you do. This is a very annoying boss, I think, to have.
Dr. Dialogue?
Yeah, Dr. Lugay, the multi-part boss. Not the most challenging foe, but certainly capable of doing damage to these characters. Yes. Rider Sniper pointing out Tella's got those utility spells, most specifically Blink, which will likely make any ascent up the mountain a little bit more palatable. Yeah, that's Tella's real advantage here, is those utility pieces. And also he can take some hits. He's got 340 hit points. He's the toughest guy in this party.
Yeah, see, there's that flare going on for 800-900 apiece, so.
That's right.
Tell you what, the Kamikaze.
Well, you never know.
340 damage didn't sneeze that either.
It's an option, right?
Yeah, Curious didn't pick one up. I don't believe J-Brun did either. But I mean, that's 340 damage. I mean, that's a lot at this stage, to be honest.
It's not nothing. All right, Dr. Lugay is going to change forms here in a moment. There it is.
Now the real fight.
Curios rushing up the mountain, gets his Tella, and will shortly be in the fight as well. And again, Curios has had some struggles. He's not that much farther behind J-Brun. And that is its execution. The things he's done so well. And he's been consistently, whenever there's been a gap, has been closing the gap again. And that's not to take anything away from J-Brun, who has run this pretty much straightforward with very few mistakes. But Curios's strategy of prioritizing experience and the seeds he expected to go longer did pay off in terms of efficiency, and certainly prioritizing spells on Fu earlier. So even though J-Brun was out of that first seed a lot faster because of the pass mishap, Curios, so good at this game, is closing that gap over and over. Just to set that stage, make you feel that drama as we get close to finishing up Paladin percent.
Is this? French vanilla.
A little bit of French vanilla. Mylon and his friends are on the wrong side of the bridge, but that's okay. This shouldn't be too tough. Over on Curious' side, we see him using the bluff twin magic strategy as well. His twins don't have any levels on them, but still more than powerful enough to tear down the good doctor and his wicked creation. Meanwhile, J-Brun's going to get ready to do it all over again. And let's just be honest, this is not a fight that you stress about in the vanilla game, and it's certainly not a fight you're going to stress about in Free Enterprise.
Almond would have much rather had Flare there on Curious' side.
Yeah, Flare's going to do that little bit extra damage against this undead question mark. Patty?
Question is Paladin going to HP run out here?
Oh, a
Well,
mission
definitely
might
gonna die
do it.
there.
Ooh, no.
Yeah,
Curious this is going to be
damaged by
challenging.
poison. Damaged by poison. There goes Porum. Okay,
Oh.
there we go. But
But he took the
we
reset.
don't.
Wild. Maybe he was worried about resourcing getting through into the next fight.
Yeah, if he
That's
doesn't have,
interesting.
all he had is Tella, right? Tella didn't die.
No,
I'm
but
just thinking-
Kyrios.
If you had no tents, and then you had no way to bring those back to life because
Well, but may not have the magic points. Maybe
maybe.
Stella doesn't have a lot of magic points. I didn't see. Did use I think a blink in that fight. There are options here, but for whatever reason, Kyrios decides even though he was successfully through, he wasn't going to be able to proceed further. Takes the reset and is going to do the Dr. Luge fight again, which means, folks, you get to enjoy the good doctor's fine dialogue one more time. But Jabrun has gotten through Mylon and Friends. It's going to rush back and take that safety save because, I mean, a lot less power than we usually see on this mountain.
Well, it's Sea Hero, so Cecil's going in by himself.
Roddy points out that vampire is probably being saved for the changing room.
Yeah,
And that makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is Sea Hero, so you do have a level 1 paladin on the other side of this. You will not have a weapon
Legend Sword, though.
aside not the legend sword that you're about to get right here. We know it's that because we have vanilla key items on. But this boss could be challenging. We don't know that it's going to be one that level 1 legend sword Cecil will be able to handle. Jabrun has the ice brand, so
yep. That's Ruby or Elements. Either way, that ice brand is going to come in handy.
Yeah, this is handy. Oh, fire sword to start too. He's back rowing.
We don't have a. Nope. We don't have a bow.
He wants to back row, but
we don't have a bow. Yeah, because that's the only glitch on in this flag set. So fire sword will work. Just moving forward. So,
fire sword takes down the elements in the first phase. Jabrun once again cleanly through this flag set. We'll get the win notification in a moment, and then we'll be over to Shop and Go.
Shop and Go.
Tell me about Shop and Go, Rex.
Shop and Go. You're going to start with a pass, which is cool because all you have to do is go turn in the pass in Troya at the pass door, and then you get the crystal to go fight Zeramus. But you aren't ready to go fight Zeramus yet. So to help you, we're also giving you 5 different objectives completed by turning in that pass, which gives you a 33% experience bonus for each one of those objectives. So no math on stream. So we did it beforehand. It's going to be a little bit over 4 times your experience just by turning that pass in. And then you just get to go shop for free. All of our shops are free. Shops are wild. Shops are playable. Shop and go. Go level up and go fight Z.
You're going to have the characters you want because we have C wishes on, which means instead of making you run around and find characters in various game locations, we've tucked them all inside the Tower of Wishes in Mysidia. So Jabrun is going to be
is on.
Yep. Yeah, we don't know what characters there are, but he will be able to. Oh, there's a silk web. That's handy.
That will be absolutely will be handy.
Yeah. So we will be able to get the best party possible of the options for Jabrun's strategy. And then we will be able to go find the best possible gear and level it up. And we'll fight. I assume we'll see a Zeramus fight fairly shortly.
Yep. The kicker here is you are still going to need to increase your levels. So you probably will start to take some boss fights. Where that becomes important is we have turned off a couple of the bosses. The full gauntlet will not be there, so you don't have to worry about wasting all your time there, or wasting your time listening to Golbaz laughing at you, or Dr. Dialogue going through his spiel. The CPU orbs will not be there, or Wyvern. So those 5 bosses are out of the pool. But to accommodate, the B Chaos flag is on, which means a boss may appear up to 2 times in the flag set.
So I've got an update.
Update. Bring it.
Off camera, we have Garen already on to Scavenger Hunt. Oh, sorry, on to Paladin percentage. I assume very quickly finished Scavenger Hunt 2.0. I didn't even see it. Matic is on to Shop and Go, about 30 seconds behind Jbrun.
There we have it.
Perfect. And the no dupes flag is not on, so I think I saw 2 was that 2 edges in Jbrun's party?
I think so. And Jbrun is Edge Kane,
No,
2 Sids. 2 Sids. He knows Elven Sorrow's watching. That's
Elven
what I
Sorrow
understand.
approves.
There we go. I have to think maybe one of those is for anchoring purposes, but that's okay.
Arty arrows are nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably would have bought 2 stacks, because that way we don't have to split them. And it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah. Might as well grab a couple.
Might as
But
well grab a couple stacks.
well, that's okay. We're going to be running through this seed, shopping quickly. I have to think Jbrun will. How do you?
That's a Gunner Spear for your cane?
Yeah, you can do better. How do you want to grind in this seed? If you are 99 gold apples, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Oh.
So we're not doing 1200 strats now. We're not. What we're doing is we're going to watch Jbrun start mashing the A button 65,000 times.
Let's go.
Just go.
Jbrun taking everyone he knows to an apple orchard. They're going to be chowing down, and they're going to be feeling so powerful after.
Yep.
I'm highly amused.
Good lord. All right, so we're getting 4 times experience. We got all the gold apples in the world. We got some coffins. I mean, I think at this point in time, use your coffins to go take monster boxes. Yeah.
Honestly, there's the moon veils. 99 moon veils. Don't bother with the star veils. We got better.
Yeah. Yeah, turn your past. Don't forget to do that. So here's where we're going to see your objectives complete here. First, you'll get the crystal. Then we'll see all of these objectives come across.
Cascade objective success here. And it's going to get them up to a 4.16 battle XP multiplier. So 4 times. FBL saying, I guess neither of you have seen an apple seed before. I mean,
not in the flesh. Not in the flesh.
Buddy. I'm just excited. I'm excited for what's going on right now.
So, this is much nicer than watching someone crack eggs for 10 minutes. I will say that. I will tell you, though, that we are raising hit points. We're not raising stats, though.
That's right.
So this is where we still have to figure out a way to beat Z. And that's where the second half of the seed comes in. The 4 times experience will allow them to get their stats rather quickly, their levels rather quickly.
Yeah. So the question is how do you grind? Where do you go for experience? Beauty says D-Machine Grinder using apples, which is the better grind, but I wonder if we're going to see a little bit of each. Wylam says 99 blizzards are going to do some damage. Look for combos here, folks. Thank you, by the way, to our incredible chatters. And folks, I know if you're watching this back on VOD, you can't see it, so we are trying to keep you up to date as we have these conversations. But if you are watching back on VOD, first of all, thank you. And second of all, I hope you're having a great time. This stuff's so much fun. Yeah, so the blizzards means no grind needed. What an interesting seed we go. So the first apple consumption is done. We're on to number 2. And yeah, I mean, with those echo notes in the blizzard, I think that it's get up. We're going to see all of those moon veils go up. We're going to see hit with the blizzards and basically 1,200 strats, but at 10,000 hit points. So pretty exciting if you ask me.
Yeah, sounds very exciting. So We will wait until we get to the, because we want to be able to actually explain while they're going through the process, because there's a strat involved here, and if you have not seen this strat being done before, especially like the 1200 strat, it is a little complex. Not a lot, but we'd like to explain it while you're seeing it because it's easier to follow.
I feel like this is going to be a little bit more brute force than we're used to, maybe.
Yeah, it will.
A tiny bit more brute force. Kyrios is working on that elements boss.
That's
doesn't have the fire sword.
He's still got an ice brand though.
Yeah, I think he's gonna still want to use the vampire, but he's gonna get him to tick over, if I recall correctly. So there it is.
And now the ice brand will absolutely decimate.
We'll toast Rubicant here, and there it goes.
Yep. All right. So Kyrios will be through and on to seed number 5.
Mm-hmm. And if you're wondering why Rydia doesn't get apples, it's not because she doesn't like them. It is because, obviously, Jabron wants Rydia to have... It doesn't care. Rydia's purpose is to anchor. So... she's not going to be doing anything. I guess you could have her do things. But it's, one
more turn that you don't necessarily... She's going to die very quickly. You don't have to worry about her turn.
Yeah.
She's allergic to apples. That seems good too.
Yeah, she could eat apples. There's nothing.
Yeah.
But I guess it's an extra stack of pressing, period of time pressing A that maybe Jabron doesn't want to do for some reason. All right, Kyrios has moved over to Shop and Go. So we will see if he runs similarly through the seed, hunting down things like those Echo Notes, Moon Veils, Blizzards, or similar, and the apples. And then I expect we will see kind of the same thing, heading over to do that. We'll see.
All right. Hey, FBL, do we have an update on where our other runners are located?
Seeing how it is the last race, I'm not going to update again until someone on stream completes.
You use the magic summon word, but that's okay.
I did use the magic summon word. But at the same time, FBL is busy.
Very busy.
I'm sorry, did you hear what I said?
We could not hear anything you said, but I'm guessing it was very intelligent, and we're going to ask you to say it one more time for the people in the back.
I hit the buttons wrong. Since this is the last race, I am not going to reveal any more updates until at least one runner on stream completes.
There we go, folks.
The suspense.
It's a mystery. We'll find out very soon because it looks like Jabron is going to check some shops because why not?
Are we looking for magic-related gear here?
I don't think he's that stressed about it. It was more of a, what would be there? Maybe there could be an adamant armor or 5.
Yeah, it's us wildness free. Why not? You're already there.
You're already there. You take a quick peek, but that's okay. He'll step on the teleporter and zip off to the moon.
And this is a big deal because we're going to see Z again. Why? We usually have something to say here, don't we? I believe it's your turn.
Yeah, so folks, this is a randomizer. We move things around. We shuffle the deck. But Zeromus can't be moved. He's too powerful. His boss script is too unique. You simply don't want to face this guy in the Antlion Cave, even at Antlion levels of power. So the big bad of the game stays the big bad. But we wanted to make it special. We wanted to make sure that we are following the onus of randomizing. So we made them random. So when the crystal throws, you are going to see a random sprite from one of hundreds community given sprites. And that means we ask a very important question. And Rex, I'd like you to ask that question.
Whose butt are we kicking this time?
That's right. So we saw a character from Bloodstained earlier. It could be anyone. There's so many different ones. So we'll find out here in a second. But I have to say, the fact that Jabron left that last 9 hit points off Edge is driving me wild. So
I can see Veritas twitching from the mileage away. So we that is unpleasant.
Gorsiamus. Again, I don't know what it is.
Not a clue. That's just unpleasant. All right, so we have Moonveils going up. So our party's going to be throwing, I'm guessing, the blizzards.
So they'll start by throwing the blizzards.
Yeah.
And what'll happen is when you attack Z directly with an item, he responds with a nuke. Now, all of our party members have, and also so the Silk Web will trigger it as well. The nuke will bounce off of the Moonveil and deal damage directly to Zeromus. So these are called 1200 strategies a lot of the times because you get your characters to 1200 hit points, which means you can survive a big bang.
A nerf big bang.
That's not going to be strictly necessary here, but that you don't have to worry about healing either. So those blizzards throwing out 5,000 damage, then again you'll see that nuke reflect. So the blizzards will go, and then the echo screens will get used. The echo notes will get used when he gets close to the tipping point. So the way Zeromus works is because of the memory restrictions on the cartridge. They couldn't give him the 110-ish thousand hit points they wanted to give him. They put a script in the game to fill up his hit points once he gets to a certain level. I think it's like 54,000 hit points gone. But if you do that damage with a reflected spell, it doesn't fill him back up. So we can avoid the tip if we're careful.
Oh no, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, so the Big Bang will be nerfed. We call it nerfing because when Zeromus is directly attacked, he queues up a nuke, and in doing so, he lowers his magic power so the nuke doesn't automatically obliterate the character. If you are able to get him to do that while the Big Bang is already queued up, that means when the Big Bang goes off, it will be at a lower magic power and do a lot less damage. That's really important in the 1200 strategies because you're keeping your character's hit points at 1200. That's roughly where the damage maxes out. It's a little less important when you've got 9,999 hit points.
Or if you have 9,990. That's also good too.
So definitely a much different Zeromus fight than we saw last time. A little bit more technical. Lets us really dive into sort of the whys certain things happen in this fight. And again, very, very interesting. So you'll see now he's switched over to the Echo Note. That doesn't do damage, but we'll get a reflected nuke, which will hopefully avoid that tip. And if Jabrun's been counting really well, he knows pretty much how many of those he has to use before switching back over to Blizzards if he cares to.
So we began as a probably 30-ish minute first seed, a 30-ish minute second seed. We are now coming to a close on the 5th seed 30 minutes after that. So
yeah, that scavenger hunt seed went extremely fast. So Kyrios has been running around picking stuff up.
Found the
He's
apples.
got his apples.
How you like them apples?
Oh, he likes them. Look at him nomming on down. And we'll see in a moment. Looks like it's a pretty similar strategy. Looks like he's gonna be doing some throwing. He's got 99 Murasames, 99 White Spears, 99 Zeus.
I don't see 99 problems in his inventory though.
Well, Zeromus would be one, that's for sure.
Would definitely be one. I said Jabrun is over here bouncing some nukes back off. I'd have to think at this point in time we are getting very close.
Kyrios is not going all the way to 9999. He's going to 3,000 on that Fu and that Yang.
He's only expecting to probably go through one unnerfed Big Bang, maybe?
Yeah, so we're seeing the second Big Bang on Jabrun's side at this time. Yeah, that's another 1,200, so I think he's planning for exactly 2.
Yeah.
So, again, that's Kyrios' great knowledge of this game. basically knows exactly how long it's going to take him to win against this Zeromus using this strategy, and will save a bit of time by not putting the extra, what is it, 24,000-ish hit points on these characters.
Mm-hmm. And there's our black hole. So now you have to see all of your characters' Moonveil back up, because the black hole will remove any wall effect you have up on your characters.
Yeah,
Or, I mean, any status effect at that point in time, correct?
all status effects are removed. So Berserk statuses if you're using Berserk, etc. But no, not to worry. That's why he got a stack of them.
Well, that and they were free. Why wouldn't you?
And again, we are seeing, ooh, hits the edge. He's fine. He's got the
Oh
points.
no, not the edge.
Now, does he have a J item? I didn't see a better J item other than... So it might be all reflex for Kyrios here. We'll see in a moment. Yeah, we're back to the blizzards for Jabron. He's throwing out the damage. And that's
There
it.
we go.
It's
That's
over.
it. Get your GGs in chat.
Well done, Jabron. What a well-run race. We'll find out, hopefully, very shortly from FBL how Jabron finished in the actual mini tournament.
All right. In the meantime, we see Kyrios heading to fight Z, so we'll be seeing probably a carbon copy. Well, not carbon copy, because like you said, I don't believe Kyrios had the blizzards in hand. So it may be a slightly different setup here, but obviously, as you've seen, those apples definitely changed the approach when it comes to going after Zeromus.
Yeah, I think he's going to be throwing with edge at least as a difference, and likely using every other character to trigger reflex and nerfs. So, not bad. Not bad at all.
Jabron has come in second place, just behind Matic, who was just a little over a minute quicker.
Wow. So Matic, GG's to Matic. Matic wins the micro tournament as well as the prize, which is a fantastic harp song to be composed by the one and only Xenocat to be put into the next version.
That is a fantastic prize, which we didn't actually get to experience any of these these flag sets.
No harp tonight. There was a lot of game we didn't see, but we saw what we saw many times. So heck of a race. This was so much fun to watch. Of course, we're not over yet. Jabron is done, but Kyrios is on his way through as well. And yeah, just a big thanks to all the runners who did participate in the tournament. So it was Jabron, Kyrios, of course, Matic winning, Garen and Stony are also working on it right now. So five of the best, really. Five of the best you could ask to watch.
And a big shout out to FBL again, our not only taking care of our restreaming duties tonight for you in this wonderful mini tournament, mini marathon, but also the mastermind behind this wonderful setup here in this format. So something we haven't done, but is something that I know that our community was looking forward to, and I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. And a big thanks also to Beauty and Discovery, who had to keep track of all of our key items. Where there weren't many in the third seed or even this seed, but there's a lot going on between 5 seeds going on, 2 different racers going on. So big shout out, and then as always, Veritas, it has been wonderful going through this with you.
Yeah, couldn't do it without your Rex. This is so much fun. Been having a great time tonight with all these varied flag sets, and once again, big shout out to FBL for putting this whole thing together. We see Kyrios is using those softs, like I said. We're seeing the soft into the, reflect that nuke back, which means we're nerfing. So it's a very similar strategy in that aspect, but a little bit slower without those opening blizzards to get you down to the tip point.
All right, so you've been watching a multitude of different flags going on. You've seen, Free Enterprise or Final Fantasy IV even played 5 different ways, and your brain is blown. You're like, how in the heck do I? This looks fun. How do I even get started? Join our Discord. I believe you scroll up just a little bit. The Discord link is in there. Come hang out with us. There are many, many mentors in the community that are willing to help you out and get you started. And now is one of the best times as any to get started in Free Enterprise. We have what we're calling the Paladin Cup going on. I believe we're in our second iteration of it, which is a format designed to get new players just like you into the game. So not competitive in nature whatsoever. If you just want to sit there and experience one of your childhood fan favorite games in a different way, come join us. So
All right, folks. So we've been joined by Jbrun. So Jbrun, GG's, congratulations, second place.
GG's.
Thank you.
How are you feeling after running through? I'm going to ask the number one question. First chest and scavenger hunt is the pass. How did that feel?
It's always good having like a 1 or 2 minute seed. Yeah, I'm not gonna say no to that.
We were explaining it. We were starting to be like, okay, density of checks. This is a little. Oh no, it's over. All right, now I got to talk about Paladin percent.
Didn't even get a chance to say be vanilla. What that actually meant. It's like, oh yeah, we're going to see bosses, but no, we're not going to see any bosses this time.
Oh, done. One and done. What's your favorite of the 5 flags?
Oh boy, probably the Paladin percent.
Okay.
Because it takes like a bit more thought than the other ones. Like the spoiler race is like if you can get good at like Control F searching things, then like you're pretty set there. And then like scavenger, as long as you know your basic push B, like little shortcuts underground and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's usually pretty fast.
All right. So talk about X marks the spot. What were the things you were looking for in the spoiler log? Like, what were maybe the top 5 things or the first thing you searched?
So number 1, adamant armors. You can never go wrong with an adamant armor.
Absolutely not.
Second, failing adamant armor, looking for power shirts, any sort of weapons. Let's see then which like characters are available and how early, and making sure you get like some sort of weaponry for them. And I'll say looking at mages. First look is for Fu, and seeing where his nuke falls. And I think in this seed it was like his very last spell, I want to say.
Okay.
So yeah, I passed him. And then looking for a way to get levels. So we start out with Edge, so you can automatically go into Babel and steal some sirens. So for that, having the Porum to help out Edge's stealing is helpful. And then after that, it's just getting levels, getting Cure 4 on your White Mage, just in case like eat a big bang. And luckily this seed we had a Cecil with
Everything.
Yeah.
Crystal Sword, Avenger.
Yeah, Crystal Sword. Yep.
Right next to each other.
Yeah. In my practice I just had like basically Edge and a White Mage. And it was stealing sirens, getting levels, and then going right to Z.
Yeah, we speculated that you might have kept the Porum specifically to stock up on sirens, and Kyrios took a notably different path through choosing to use the Fu a lot more, leveling him up, and only took one Siren. So it was a much different seed to watch in between the two of you. So it was fascinating, but you did get through it quite quickly. Moonwalk. Okay, my question for Moonwalk is, when you got to the moon, you found darkness very early. You got to the moon, you peaked that boss. What did your strategy become when you saw it was Dark Elf? What became like kind of, okay, this is what I got to do?
Basically just to find a way to survive the punches, especially from the dragon form.
Mhm.
I knew the spells from like the dark elf form wasn't going to be dangerous in any way. So basically, yeah, getting thankfully finding the adamant and spoon for Edward. That was kind of the saving grace there, since the super weapon turned out to be not so good.
Not so super.
Yeah,
Not so super.
it was as least super as you can get, I think. I guess aside from like finding maybe the scrap for Edge's super weapon, but yeah, the Caliburn just not gonna cut it.
We got a good chuckle when we saw that pop up.
Yeah, so yeah, having adamant armor, I think I plus put the glass hat on Eddie as well. And then I had a Bacchus wine just to have them drink and just swing away.
Yeah, we saw that opening salvo from the Dark Elf did 2 whole damage to Eddie, and okay,
Yep.
we think Eddie's probably got this. So yeah, it was very well run, very clean, I thought. And yeah, you got through. You went into Scavenger Hunt 2.0. That was obviously the biggest, most difficult, challenging part of this. But we've already talked about it.
If I may, before we move on to that one, I did have a
course.
question about the Golbez at Ordeals
Oh yeah,
on the moonwalk.
Yeah.
So that's
that was rough.
obviously, him rearing his ugly head there. What goes through your head there? Because I mean, obviously, we saw you check your inventory and go, "Whoops, we don't have star veils." Is it then you're just searching shop for star veils? What's going through your head at that point in time?
Yeah, so I had the choice of either just going with Eddie. See, did I have the... I don't know if I had the spoon at that point.
You had Eddie and the spoon, you did, but it was a matter of keeping him alive.
Okay, so then it was... I think we got Earth Crystal from
Ordeals.
Yeah, and that's where the adamant came from.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, it was choice between taking the sad walk back down the mountain to find the veils, to hopefully get something for Cecil, or skipping doing ordeals and trying to get through it with finding something for that cane. If I could have found like a dragoon spear or something, that would have been good. An hourglass would have been good, to at least stop the dragon form. But in the end, yeah, it was taking a walk of shame and finding the veils in a shop.
Yeah, because Kyrios took one look at the Golbez and immediately hit the reset button and said, "Nope, Ordeal's not for me." Now, he did not take the Cecil.
Mhm.
He did not see Cecil, so he didn't have as much of an incentive. That also meant no Earth Crystal, which also meant no adamant armor. So that was the big divergence in that seed. So I just wanted to pick your brain on what what your decision process, and I appreciate you walking us through what the decision process was on that. So, didn't mean to butt in there, Veritas, but I wanted to make sure I asked that before we moved on to the next one.
Rex, you're allowed to ask questions, my friend. Yeah, like I said, I think we can leave Scavenger Hunt 2.0 in the past. Paladin percentage. What I think the Paladin percentage is the most kind of repeatable. It's the one where you're going to get the most, I think, regular outcomes because you know where the characters are, you know where the items are. Did you have any concern going up with kind of just like a few 2 or 3 levels on those twins, or was it, were there bosses you were worried about at that stage?
Yeah, basically anything that is going to take out one of the twins is going to be super bad because there's the damage dealers using the twin cast. And like anything, like with magic defense, if we ran into Val or something, that would have been bad. Or was Val even?
No, luckily Val wasn't in the scene. Val was out.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So FPL took care of that for us. Good deal.
Thanks.
Yeah, and then, I mean, the first spot ordeals, very low attack power. It's not really much of a threat to the twins. I think it was the Bahamut. I'm completely forgetting. I played way too many seeds right in a row here.
The who was there? Oh, there was, it was. So you had the plague at the antlion, and then up on ordeals you had Lugay at the first one.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
And then the back was Mylon. And friends, I believe.
Yes. Yep. Not a particularly challenging.
Yeah.
Back half of that, and even the elements went down very, very quickly.
Yeah, hitting the fire weakness on starting Mylon. Yeah. Lucky having the fire sword there.
Right. And Shop and Go. Was there any doubt from the beginning that you were going to be doing apples?
Nope. It was it was planned from the start, hoping to find the gold apples, but silver apples will do in a pinch.
Yeah, I don't think myself or Veritas saw that the S Node J was not on this flag set. So we saw the apples, and I believe one of our wonderful audience members, Mage, took a clip of us absolutely losing our mind with the fact that you found the apples. Made for good commentary.
The man, I just vibe, right? Like, so I guess I do have a tactical question for you. You went all the way to 9999 on everyone except the Edge, which may have bothered me a little bit. But Kyrios chose to only go to 3. Yeah, only go to 3,000. Did you think about trying to save some time, knowing roughly how many big bangs you were going to run into, or?
Me, no, I knew Jabron and I was just like chilling.
There we go. And GGCU as well, Curious. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, anything else you want to ask Jabron before we ask Curious a couple questions and we'll close this one off?
No, I think you covered. Like I said, the big one I wanted to ask was about that Golbez, which we'll ask Curious about their his mindset at the same time. But GG's again, Jabron. Appreciate you hanging out with us and walking us through what went through your head as we went through these 5 seeds, and well done.
Yep, appreciate it. Thanks for the comms, the restream. I'm gonna watch this back and probably have a good laugh at some of the things that went on. And thanks FPL, especially for designing the flag sets and putting this all together for us. It was a good time.
GG, run, great run.
Yep, GG's you too. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
And
Thanks,
that
Jabron.
is the voice of Kyrios, who has welcomed us as well. GG's Kyrios, thanks for hopping in here.
Thank you.
Try to respect your time. I know it's a little late, but do have a couple of questions for you. And I'm going to start off with the same question I started with Jabron. How are you feeling about that Scavenger Hunt 2.0 pass reveal?
So that was the only one of these flag sets that I've played before. So yeah, glad I had that experience. Glad I had a really good insight into how that flag set works.
Yeah, that one, I believe all 5 runners. It was pretty quick, a couple minutes. X marks the spot. Now, you focused on that Fu Soya. We noticed that you went out and picked up some bosses, got them up to Quake really quickly. Did you use the spoiler log to peek when Quake was going to be and have a good idea of what that was going to look like?
Yeah, definitely. So early Quake and only one. I guess you could go into Luca for a second admin armor, but the admin armors were gated underground. Maybe I missed something. It's been a long time since I've done a full spoiler run like that, but I feel like you kind of had to go underground. And given that the power was through the Fu, where I forgot I had written down to do frontside silk for the pass, and I just forgot to do it. So you saw me lose a bunch of time at the end having to go to the moon. Didn't love that, but I mean, it was a fine enough run overall. It was pretty clean. I don't know. Maybe there's a better way to do that where you don't grab the experience multipliers and find a way to level up. But again, I haven't thought too much about the flag set. It seemed pretty clean if I had grabbed the pass and not done the whole moon detour.
Yeah, Jabron kept a Porum and stole a bunch of sirens, whereas you only took the one. But the end result was if you hadn't missed the front side pass, you were basically lockstep going into Z at that point. So both strategies seemed to use about the same amount of time. And it was very interesting for us to watch because it was 2 very clear different strategies. So I think that you actually did quite well on that. And yeah, I liked, and it explains, now that you tell me there was a second adamant behind the Luca, now I understand why maybe you picked up the Luca key. We were asking ourselves some of those questions. But yeah, you focus on the experience point modifiers, and Jabron focused on just kind of raw sirens to get them there. So really interesting 2 different ways, but like I said, it worked out pretty much the same other than the front side pass.
Yeah, to me with the curse ring in hand, if I could get my modifier up high enough that I could just do the self boxes, I wouldn't need to do more than 1 or 2 sirens. And stealing sirens with relatively base level edge takes time. So yeah, it's interesting to know that it balanced out as pretty even.
Yeah, it was quite close, and your execution of basically everything you did in that run, that part of the run was so tight. The poison treasury was so tight. You did a really great job on that, and we were watching and we were commentating and noting that. Again, just move on to Moonwalk here. You did not find a Cecil chose to bounce off of ordeals when you saw the Golbez. At that stage, what were you thinking about getting the appropriate power you would need? How were you feeling?
So I was going to try and run through Fu again. And actually, the big flex point for me was the Rosa on the Lunar Altar. Because once I see that, there's probably, 85, 90, 95% of the bosses in Cave Value where you're better off with a second Blink caster than a Cane. And that was kind of how I thought through that switch. And then it turns out that, oh no, it's a Dark Elf and I have a White Spear and Cane is just easily the better way to go about things. I was still going to go through the first time because Fu casting White would have done it, but then it just got a little out of control. So I'm like, let me just reset. It's not ideal, but with kind of feeling like I was behind already from the first seed and then kind of getting a little bit of a bad luck with that boss there, I was like, let's just execute a way that I know is safe and get through it and get on to the next.
Paladin percentage, we saw that you ran up ordeals. You ran into that
Lugay.
Dr. Lugay. Yeah, I was pretty sure it was. Sorry,
Yeah.
we have seen a lot of different seats tonight.
Oh yeah.
Just trying to help you out.
You took him down with the vampire and then reset. Why did you make the choice to reset even though you were through the boss?
I thought I might need the vampire for the changing room. I wasn't thinking through a couple of the other things, but I think there's some bosses where you need that there. I got a little unlucky there, to be honest, with I think it was 2 Comets or Tufla, whatever the wrong one is for the second half of that fight.
Yeah.
So I was a little frustrated by that, and that kind of played into. I should have known for the Mylon and Friends fight that I had to bluff it the first time, so that was not ideal. That was a mistake on my part.
Yeah. You did not end up using it in the Elements fight. You got through the Mylon portion, and then Icebrand takes care of Rubicant quite swiftly. And then into Shop and Go. Once again, there was no. Did you feel like doing anything other than apples, or was it just we're doing some apples? We're going to go to 3,000. We're going to go take care of business.
Yeah, as soon as I saw the apple, I'm like, let's just finish the seed. I should say, like, I love this. Was a great event. I'm so happy FBL put it together. I am not a supermarket sweet fan in the best of times, so I was like kind of dreading getting to that last seed. And I was honestly a little happy seeing a couple finishers to just be like, I'm going to press the buttons. I'm going to have a delightful conversation with the commentators, and then I'm going to go to bed, and it's going to be pretty chill. Like, the experience as a whole was great. I don't have to focus on the last seed.
No, the last seed was what it was. And honestly, you did it exactly right. You basically had exactly what you needed to get through the fight. So I thought it was, overall, the chips may not have fallen in your favor this time. But like I said, whenever I watch you run Curios, there's so much good technical execution. It's always worth watching.
It was fantastic because when going into Paladin percentage, because we talked about how that decision to have to go walk down LST and X marks the spot put you a little bit behind. But you made up so much time by the time you got done with the Paladin percentage flag set that it was really a delight to watch, and something that obviously our audience was able to see how well you actually just execute fight after fight after fight to be able to make up that difference. So very well done.
Appreciate that. Thank you. And like I said, thank you again to FBL for getting this whole thing together. It's such a cool concept, and it was a fun thing to play through on a Friday.
Yeah. And thank you for running Curios and putting on a heck of a show, and once again showing everyone watching how some of these really great details work. So it's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, Veritas Knight. Thank you, Rexel. Thank you, Beauty, for doing the other part of the work. FBL, of course. Everyone have a great night.
All right, take care.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's it for us for tonight, folks. So first of all, we want to say a big thanks to you for giving us some of your Friday night. Everyone who stuck through the interviews, we see you. If you're watching this on VOD, thank you very much for taking the time to watch back this really incredible micro tournament. Big shout out to our runners tonight, Jabron and Curios, as well as Matic, Stony, and Garen, who are racing off stream. And yeah, big thanks to FBL for putting the tournament together, keeping us honest during this restream, and of course twisting all those wires together to make sure that the internet shows you the fun race is happening. Thanks to Beauty for tracking and being really on top of that, and of course big thanks over to you, Rex.
Yeah, I appreciate Veritas. It's always a pleasure doing some commentary with you. And again, yeah, as you said, thank you to all of the audience members who stuck it out and watched all 5 seeds and saw what we were all about. So make sure you give some love to your runners. They have their own their own Twitch channels. Make sure you go over there and follow them, so they can show you a little bit more what Free Enterprise is about. Give love to your restreamer FBL again for putting on such a wonderful tournament here, a wonderful evening, and pushing the buttons for us. Beauty as always. Thank you for the tracking. We are going to take you all over to Stony, which I believe is Stony still racing, or has Stony moved on to another seed? I think still racing. So yeah, we're going to go over Stony. So when we do go over there, please do not provide any spoilers. Stony is finishing up this flag set here, so let's go ahead and give him some much needed support so we can finish out the seed. And until next time, make sure you join our Discord and follow us here at twitch.tv/freeenterprise so we can see you on another Friday night.
Take care, folks.